Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa and I am your cruise director on the magical mystery tour that is this channel. We're up to day 11 of the ABH Palette Lucky Dip, but a couple of things. I just want to show you this. I don't know if you can see the redness that is on my eyes. That is staining from the Riviera palette, which was yesterday's Lucky Dip, if these have gone back-to-back days, depending on the placement. But this just shows you, I have filmed these looks back-to-back today as I filmed them, and I had these on for less than an hour. So, and that is the staining through the MAC paint pot. So it gives you an idea of what pigment colours can do, particularly pinks and purples. Will this be here tomorrow? No. It won't. It'll fade overnight, but I just wanted to show you that. Now that's been a really long intro. So before we get to it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell to be alerted to any new uploads. And if you like this video at the end, please give it a big thumbs up. Let's go find out what palette we're playing with today. I'm going to go and fix up this right now. Okay, so we have fixed the face up. I am using a foundation, it'll be listed below, that I haven't used in a really long time, and I don't think, well, I know it's not available at Sephora anymore. Don't know if the brand is at all. It is the, just to show you quickly, the KVD Good Apple. This is a very full coverage, thick but gorgeous foundation. I forgot how flawless it made your skin look. I am deep in still going through and trying to use every foundation that I have in my drawer back there. It's a lot. I will be talking about the best ofs and the worst ofs. It won't be for a few months yet. Oh, for a few months yet. What have we got today? We have got Prism. Actually excited about that. Let me just find it here. So this is, look, I've got, oh, it's too far away for me to reach yesterday's palette that had like a purple and a purple like this and a gold, but these are slightly different. Let's get in and play. I think, where are we going to play in this today? Let's have a look. I mean, look at that green. Look at that green. Oh. Right. Let's get into it. So after the brightness of yesterday, let's start pretty neutral. You can see that pink is still just peeking through, even with the paint pot over the top of it and having been set with powder. So pinks and purples do bring some real intensity in this. So we're grinding it down with these shades. Okay, going in now with, oof, what is this shade like? Oh, I like that too. Okay, I think I'm going to go in with this only because I'm sort of looking at what we've got left. So trying, this comes out darker than what it looks and not quite as dusty, sort of mauvey, taupey, lilac-y. This came out in 2017, so it was, whoops, it was the release, well, it was definitely before Riviera. Okay. And that's now pulled away from that pink that was showing. So what have we got left? Okay, so we've got a couple of really neutral, We've got a grungy, we've got a soft, and we've got, well, to put it bluntly, a palette that I hate, that I will be surprised if it's not my bottom palette. Now I could go super grungy on top of my eyes, right? And use that there. Should I? Because the other thought is to use something like this and then use that underneath the eye. I don't know. Okay, how about we compromise? Let's just start by putting this here and see what we think. You know what? Let's just do it. Oh. And see what happens. Let's go intense, intense, intense. Now, we're going to have to work with this to get it to a place that we can agree is wearable. I'm really hoping you can't hear too much of the PlayStation out there. It's like I park him in front of it like a child and say, just do that so I can do this. Okay, so what we need to do is work with this. We've gone into smoky eye territory. So what we need to do is ensure that we've got a blend happening, so it's not, because see how most of that disappears into the hooded eyes? So I'm going into this brown now, and then a little bit of that black. And I'm just going over the edge here, right on that edge of that colour. Again, a little bit of black, a little bit of brown, tap it off. So that's what we're left with, like a really deep sort of chestnut. See how, look at the difference in that sort of straight away. Now I'm just doing that to get the placement there. Because this is such a deep shimmer, gosh knows what colour my eyelids are going to be here after this. And you can just tuck this on the outer corner because we didn't go all the way out there. All right? Are you scared with how intense it looks? Okay, so this shade and then this shade. We are just going to just slightly go over that edge there, but not too much. Looking straight ahead into your mirror, because if you can't see it, neither will anyone else. See the difference in the eyes? See how this is blowing out now? This is still really harsh. Trust the process. So again, into that shade and then into this shade. Now watch. So see, look, we've got the edge, the harsh edge there. We're just placing it so it's just 1/3 over that and 2/3 not. Just little movements back and forth. Again, looking ahead into your mirror. It's all about getting the diffusion right. Okay, just work it a little bit. Then cleaning off that brush. So it's cleaned off now. So instead of trying to super blow out the colour yourself, it's more about the placement of layers and how those colours then work with each other to smoke that out and create that gradient. And now, because I've got everything sort of where I want, ignoring what's going on in the inner corner here, now this brush is cleaned off and it just means we go back and forth over the area. So now we're using it to do the blend as opposed to using the colours. Just cleaning off between each. You're holding your brush right down the end here, and what that does is it gives you a bit more control over how that blend works. Now, just softening up right on the edge there. And on this side as well. So you've got to allow yourself the time to get that look happening. Okay, let's have a look at this shade. So this is a white, a yellow gold. Then we've got, well, let's go on this finger so we can actually see the colour. See, that might be too much, she says. The issue that I have with these types of greens and these golds together, if you are from Australia, you might understand, is it feels very much Australian uniform. Okay, so going into this white gold into the corner and pulling. Now we may go into that other yellow in a minute. But this is blending quite nicely, so you're just pulling it across, clean off in between. And same on this side. So getting that build up happening. Bearing in mind, this is a smoky-eyed look. And it's almost quite grungy now, yeah? Now, what I am going to do, I am going to use this now. I'm going to be up strategically. So just placing, it's not going to show up quite as intense now. But I'm using it more for the blend between these two shades as a gradient. Okay, and just there. I'm using the Natasha Denona eyeliner in the shade Willow, which is pretty close to this green. And under the eye, we are just going to go in with this brown. We're not going to line anything yet. We'll just see how this goes because I think we're so intense. We may be right with just this. This is quite dark, as you can see. Now what we're going to do is that green, just to marry them up a little bit, I'm just putting on that outer corner, on the very edge of the outer corner. I'm going into this, I've cleaned off this brush that I just put that brown under, right? And leaning down a little bit more, I've had a little bit of fallout here, but just on the edge of that. Same sort of principle as what we did on the upper, is to gradiate out that smoky line. This is quite the intense makeup. This is going to require lashings of mascara. I've cleaned this brush off, just taking a look and just going over the edge there. Just grabbing this pearl gold just up at the high point of my arch. What do you think so far? I feel a bit vampire-y. So what I'm going to go and do now is put an absolute bucket of lashes on. Mascara on. This is a look that'll look great with false lashes. Really got to sit down and play. I've got a whole drawer full of them. I've got to sit down and play with them, get used to putting them on again. I'm not the biggest fan of false lashes, only because I am like Edward Scissorhands. But I'm going to do quite a neutral base now, and then a heap of lashes, so all the focus is on the eyes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back with the final look. Can you see what's wrong with me at the moment? I have put on a heap of mascara, and as per normal, look at that, have smacked myself in the face. I hope I've left it long enough for it to be dry now. I show this every time because some of you have seen it, some of you haven't. Wait till it dries down. Don't try and fix that. Just let it dry. And then just scratch it off with a clean spoolie. And you are good to go. So that is it. We're intense. We are intense. This probably isn't the right lipstick. I probably should have gone a more fleshy colour one. Hold on. That is better. I think this is Wedding Bells by Charlotte Tilbury. It will be listed down below. Can't read that. This, I want to say quite clearly, is Flesh Pot, which I've just gone over the top with. It's made it a better colour. So we have an intense smoky eye here today. It's not for the everyday, it's not for the day. This is something you might want to wear out on a date night if you want to go intense. I mean, it's a deep, deep green, and I do love it. It is a smoky eye. It's a little bit different. Keep the rest of your face pretty neutral and you will be good. You could do this with this purpley blue as well. You could use that instead of it for sure. Well, this is more my jam. What do you think? Too much? Is there ever such a thing? Of course there is. I wouldn't wear this with a red lip. So until next time, my friends, don't forget to tell your mum, tell your sister, tell your friends, come along, hang out, subscribe, all that jazz. Yeah, I do like that shade, but it does feel a lot like I've been wearing a lot more neutralish, subtle makeup during the day. Can you believe? But until next time, take care. Bye. Mwah.